We are back with another repot. It is going to be a repot kind of week, just to give you guys a heads up. What I'm repotting today is the BCT Hawaiian Treat. It's supposed to have some nice bright orange flowers, and I've had her soaking in CalMag and seaweed. So let's just take a look at her while she is in the pot. So we have this growth here that does have a bloom, and it looks like the blooms are getting ready to open, and it does look like it's going to be orange. And then this one here has a spike on it that has, I don't know, let's see if I can move it kind of up a little bit, but it has 3. Can you see that? Maybe not. Let's see. Let me turn it around. Maybe we can see it better. Yeah, so she's gonna have, looks like 3 blooms on that one. Now this one is a monofoliate and a bifoliate, and from what I can tell, only the monofoliates growths are the ones that produce any blooms. I might not see the bloom, but this media is very Fousty, as Roger calls it, and I want to go ahead and get her in her new setup, which is going to be another clay pot. And she does have some new roots growing right here, so now is a good time to do that because there's also some new root growth going on right down in here. This way, if she takes over the bifoliate cattleyas that like to reject repots and drop their leaves and pout for a while, I at least have those new roots to take over. Let's see, that root is stuck on there. And like the other one, we have some roots at the bottom that are holding us in, but they are old and tired. Let's see if I can get her out without breaking anything. Especially right over here where those new roots are. I just want to be very, very careful. There we go. All right, so I've had her soaking for a while, just because, again, with the Cattleya issue where she was kind of stuck in there. And I'm going to take some of these seedling growths off just to get that out of the way so I can put her in the back of the pot, because this one does have a definite direction of growth. It's all right here in the front, so we will put her towards the back of the pot to give her an opportunity to be able to grow for a couple of years in her new home. It looks like a lot of these roots are not that bad, so let's be very careful and gentle with taking this out. All right, and if you enjoy repots, I love watching repot videos. I love it. It's not for everyone. Some people just like to watch the orchid coming out of the pot, and then some people like to watch the whole thing, and then there's others that just like to see it go into the pot. I like watching it from front to back, and I don't care how long a video is for a repot. I enjoy them. But if you enjoy them as much as I do, I have a whole playlist of repots. It is my favorite thing, and I will link that up above as well as in the description for you. And if you have any orchids that I have in my collection and you also do videos, whether it is on YouTube, Reddit, Facebook, I think there's a couple of other new social media platforms, but if you also do videos and would like to do a collab on any of the videos that I have in my collection, and you can watch my houseplant tours to kind of see what all I have. I do post the names of all of my plants to the best of my ability, as far as either what they were sold to me as or the best I can get off of Google. Sometimes it's not 100%, and I appreciate those people who have watched and have let me know that I have mislabeled a plant and given me the correct name, because this is how we all learn from one another. There's no, oh, you're wrong. Nothing like that. We're all here to support each other, and I do appreciate anytime someone does correct me and let me know what the correct name of a plant is, especially since we all grow up in different areas of the world, and we all kind of know plants with different names. We don't always know the scientific name. Sometimes we just know the common name that our mom or grandma or a friend or someone refers to it as, and that's what we end up calling it as well. So it's always nice to be able to know the correct name so that you can share that with other people in case they want to purchase that plant as well. Because before I started doing YouTube videos, I really didn't care about the names of the plants. I just liked them. But once I started doing the videos, I realized, again from watching other videos, that it's nice to know the name of the plant. If you see something that you like and you want to go get it, at least you have an idea of the name, and you can kind of start there, whether it's online or in your local nursery or big box store, or even the grocery store. Sometimes they have some really nice orchids and house plants. Of course, grocery stores generally just have our Phalaenopsis, which I am probably the world's worst of being guilty of going to look at and purchasing 90% of the time. All right, so I've gotten most of the media out, and a lot of these roots in the middle, let me just show you real quick. A lot of the roots in the middle are kind of, as you can see, gone and desiccated. So I'm just gonna move the camera a little bit this way so you can kind of see it a little bit better. There we go. And let's take the sheaths off. When you're repotting any orchid, really, that is the best time to go ahead and do your cleanup, because you already have it out of the pot. You can get to it a lot quicker. So let's see, do I have any moisture in here? I do. So let me wet this glove a little bit so I can wet these sheaths and see if I can't get them to come off a little bit better. There we go. And that, guys, is a good trick. If you can't get it to come off, if you wet it a little bit, it'll go ahead and loosen, and you can tear it, I call tear it in half when you peel it back. And then this way that allows you to get to the rest of it. All right, and then always be very careful when you are pulling off your sheaths, especially at the bottom around new growths, because sometimes they have roots that are growing in there that haven't quite popped through the sheath, and you don't want to, of course, mess up any new root growth, especially on a Cattleya and an Oncidium. They don't like it. They will reject you so quickly for that. No. Okay, so this is what you do not want to do. I was not paying attention and I just broke the new growth. So hopefully it will, I don't know, it's probably not going to continue to grow. It does have a new growth coming off of it, an eye that is very active and already swelling. So hopefully that'll help it to move forward. So again, guys, practice what you preach, right? Be very careful. I did not realize I was around that new upward growth there, and I was just digging, and of course ended up messing up, breaking a new growth. Well, let's keep cleaning off the sheaths. Here's the new growth that I broke, and once I get done cleaning her, I will put cinnamon on that. But the good news is we do have a new eye that is already swelling and going to go ahead and carry on. Oh, I hate I did that. Well, on the bright side, it was going to be a bifoliate, so I don't think it was going to produce me a growth anyway, or a bloom anyway, but either way it goes, it's just never fun to do that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go through the roots, and then once I get done with the roots, we'll come back and kind of look at her after I clean her up. So after cleaning her off, this is kind of what we're left with. Nice root system, actually, and she has, let's see, new growth right here. She has this one here off that growth that I broke, and then she does have an active eye on the latest growth that is still working on those 3 buds, and then as well as an active eye right here on the one that has the buds that are hopefully going to go ahead and open after this repot. So originally I was going to put her in this clay pot, but after cleaning her, I kind of like the way that she cleaned up back here. If you can look, she's nice and flat. So I had bought some cork bark a while back, and I think she'll look really, really cute on here. Look, let me just show you. So if I put her here, like that, and that gives plenty of room, plus, you know, root growth and whatnot. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna put her on a mount. Of course, if I see that she is rejecting the mount or starting to go downhill, I will definitely take her off. But before we get started on that, let me seal off all of my little cuts I made. I'm going to seal off back here where I took off the seedling growths, and the rhizome is clean. There is no pink, so we have nothing to worry about there. Of course, I'm being careful not to get any of the cinnamon on the roots because it is a drying agent and I don't want to dry out the roots. And then let's put one on my cut I did up here where I broke her. I'm so mad at myself for that, really am. But you know what? It happens, so I'll just move forward. Make sure none of that cinnamon got on there. There we go. All right, and I guess we'll just wipe that there because I did not bring a towel. I've already put a wire in the top. I haven't quite made the hook because I don't know how long I want it to be, but I am going to drill some holes. Let's see, where do I want her to start with the wire first? I think she'll look really good like that with that piece sticking out there. So let's see, about right here and right here. Okay, so in there, and I just have a little, I think this is supposed to be to fix eyeglasses, screwdriver thing that I'm just going to poke some holes to get it started for the wire. There's one. And then there, we'll put the other one about right there on the other side. And that's where I'm going to start my wire. There we go. That was a little harder than I was anticipating. All right, let's get some wire here. And this way. And then we'll come back in this way. So I have a nice flat surface. And you know what? I am going to, nope, I didn't put a hole in the tag. That's all right. I'll still put the tag on there. There we go. And then I'm going to twist that on there so it starts. I know a lot of people do it on the back. I'm doing it on the front. I don't know why. I just have started doing that. Practice mounting. I haven't left any orchids on a mount other than like I've just been kind of practice mounting. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but I'm going to go ahead and start one of the wraps around there. Then let's lay her on here and see what we've got. So here, make sure I don't get any of those new growths. Let's see. Let's go in between. Let me get some more of this out. Go on, loop around on this one here. And we'll loop around on this one here. And this way that'll hold that in there. All right, and now I feel like she's pretty secure on there. Let me grab some moss. And I'm not gonna put a lot of moss on here just because, again, she is a Cattleya. So she doesn't like to be too wet, too long. And this is already moistened to about that much. That'll be enough to keep her nice and moistened up without keeping her wet. Loop it around. And what I'll probably do is just cut some of these that are hanging off, just because I feel like it's not going to stay anyway. They're probably going to die off from being out in the air. So there we go. And I think I'll put a little bit right here where that new growth is to just kind of help encourage. And we'll put another little strand across here. And then let me get my wire to hold that in. All right, and then I'm just going to loop it off right here on my little foot, I guess, thingy of our mount. And then I am going to hook it all the way through all of these wires in the back. And that should tighten everything in the front. So this will be my third mount that I am going to have. So I've got 2 Phalaenopsis cakeys that are on mounts. Well, one mount has 3 Phalaenopsis cakeys, but the mount is by itself. So, and I'm going to leave this little end piece out just so I can attach the tag. I have to put a hole in the tag so I can attach it, but this way I can attach the tag here in just a little bit. And let's see what we end up with. So grab the whiskers real quick that have been soaking, and I'm just going to cut off these that are kind of hanging out, and I think that'll help as well with, because it is a branching root system, and sometimes when you cut the roots, it does encourage them to branch out. So this is where we are on that. There we go. Just move that off of that new growth. So there is our mount. I think that looks really, really cute. I like that. All right, guys. Well, instead of a repot, I guess we did a mounting. Not bad, I think. I'm getting better. Leave in comments if you've seen my previous mounting videos and let me know if you think this one turned out a little bit better than the last 2. All right, guys. Well, hope you have a great day, and we will see you on the next one.